Hey, it's Jeff Cannata here with my review of Muppets Most Wanted, the new sequel to the big reboot of the Muppets that happened a couple years ago. I'm a big fan of the Muppets, wearing my green for Kermit, and I've been a fan of the Muppets since I was a little kid. I loved the Muppet Show when I was a kid, so I'm sort of already in the wheelhouse for this movie. I don't know if people would like it if they're not fans of the Muppets, but then why would you go see this movie if you weren't a fan of the Muppets? I don't think it's going to convert anyone into a Muppet fan, but if you like the Muppets already, my goodness, is it a load of fun. I had a great time watching Muppets Most Wanted. Very funny, very charming. And in fact, I think I liked it even more than the Muppet movie that came out a couple years ago. That movie was a lovely reboot, had a lot of great stuff to it, great music, great fun. But it was that sort of bromance idea with this new Muppet character, whose name, Walter is his name, I believe. Anyway, that storyline was fine, but it really wasn't as much a celebration of the Muppets as I think Muppets Most Wanted is. Muppets Most Wanted is really that plotty Muppet movie that I enjoy, where really the sentimentality takes a backseat to the gags. And there are a lot of gags in Muppets Most Wanted. Gags I thoroughly enjoy. It's my kind of humor. It's that meta, self-referential, self-aware commentary on movies themselves. The fact that we're watching a movie, the edifice of film, it's great. And the Muppets stepping outside themselves, commenting on what's happening. I love that kind of humor, and there's tons of it, as well as tons of wonderful cameos from big stars. We have Tina Fey is in a big part, and Ricky Gervais in another very large role. But every other character, human character that's encountered in this movie is, and Ty Burrell actually is another big part. But even the smallest parts, even one-line roles, are performed by big stars, and it's wonderful to see that. So the story of Muppets Most Wanted, of course, is that there is an international criminal who happens to look exactly like Kermit, except he's got a mole on his face. So, of course, his plan is to glue a mole to Kermit, have Kermit go into prison in his stead while he pretends to be Kermit, leading the Muppets all around the world, all around Europe, really, trying to steal the crown jewels. Ridiculous premise, but lots of fun because we have a Muppet with a very thick accent trying to talk like Kermit, which is already hilarious as far as I'm concerned. And tons of wacky, silly stuff ensues. There are great sequences, but I think best of all, as with any great Muppet movie, the real best part that you come for is the music. Brett McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords is back as the music supervisor, as the writer of the original songs, and these songs are great. You can tell. There's a few songs that are basically Flight of the Conchords songs. You could totally see them as Flight of the Conchords songs. One in particular where Constantine, the evil Kermit, is singing about that he'll give you whatever you want. He'll give you a unicorn. I'll give you this. That if that was in Flight of the Conchords, you would believe it. It is wonderfully written, great sequence as it's performed by the Muppets. Funny. These songs are great. I came out of the theater humming a tune, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. There's hilarious in-jokes. There's tons of slapstick comedy. This is what I look for in a Muppet movie. I didn't think it overstayed its welcome. I just had a grin on my face from start to finish. It's a lot of fun. And if you're into the Muppets and you like the first movie, this movie is a great continuation. In fact, it picks up from the exact moment the first Muppet movie, or the most recent Muppet movie, ended, which is wonderful. And they sing a song about doing a sequel, it's that great meta humor that I love that the Muppets can do so well. Easy to recommend, good for families. It's strange. As the Muppets are a Disney property now, and Pixar is a Disney property, the movie starts with a short that is a Monsters University short, which I found to be tonally very odd. I mean, it's all about a big frat party that the monsters are throwing, and it just felt like a strange thing for a kids movie to talk about having the best frat party ever. And it really wasn't particularly funny. I'm usually much more impressed with the Pixar shorts. This one really was the weakest Pixar short I've ever seen. So in that sense, a little disappointing. But once we get into the Muppet movie, things move at a great clip. They're really funny. I love the idea, by the way, that in this reestablished Muppet universe was started with the most recent movie and is continued here, that the Muppet Show, which was something I watched on television as a child, it was a thing and is a thing. Like, part of the conceit of this film is that they take the Muppet Show on tour, and the touring Muppet Show that they do is the old variety TV show, complete with the opening with the Muppets logo coming down and Kermit in the middle going, "Ah!" I love that conceit. It's such a beautiful, brilliant idea that the Muppets are still hanging around and they've got this show that they do, and now they're taking it, overseas and doing it in Ireland and England and all over the place. It's a wonderful fiction and a great baseline for all the comedic wackiness that happens, traveling by train. It's great. So if you dig the Muppet movie, I liked it even more than the last Muppet movie. I don't think it's as good as some of the early 80s Muppet movies, but still great stuff, tons of fun, and good for the whole family. So there you have it, the Muppets Most Wanted.